Okay, in this last section of 9.8 or 9.1, we are talking about what type of errors can happen. So when we draw a conclusion from a significance test, we hope our conclusions will be correct, but sometimes it will be wrong. There are two types of mistakes we can make, type 1 and type 2 errors. If we reject the null hypothesis, when the null hypothesis is really true, we have committed a type 1 error. When we fail to reject the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis is true, we have committed a type 2 error. So, our conclusion, based on a sample, is that we could reject h sub 0. If h sub 0 is actually true, that's a type 1 error. If we reject h sub 0, but h sub 0 is false and h sub a is actually true, we've made the correct conclusion. If we fail to reject h sub 0 and h sub 0 is true, then we have the correct conclusion. A type 2 error occurs when we fail to reject h sub 0, but h sub 0 is actually false. That's a type 2 error. This is where it can get a little confusing on how we have to write our conclusions. So the probability of a type 1 error is the probability of rejecting h sub 0 when it is really true. This is exactly the significance level of the test. So the significance level alpha of any fixed level test is the probability of a type 1 error. That is, alpha is the probability that the test will reject the null hypothesis when h sub 0 is actually true. Consider the consequences of a type 1 error before choosing a significance level.